What's happening, guys? I wanted to bring you guys another strategy session video. It's been a little while since I've uploaded a strategy session vid, so I figured I would use this gameplay because I thought it was pretty good and there's a couple things that we can definitely learn from it. This gameplay was a ground war domination game on Rundown, and there's definitely some things that I did well and a couple mistakes that I made, but I think that the big thing with this game is the tips that we can kind of look at to learn from are the ebb and flow of the game, and also kind of looking at your radar and using your teammates in order to figure out where you should position yourself in order to have the best course of attack against the enemies. So for right off the bat, I pushed over and captured C flag. Now, I normally will run to B flag if I hear tubes going off. I'll run straight to B because they normally spawn tube to C, but I didn't hear any, so I ran to C in order to capture that. And then I was making my way over to try to help cover B. And if you look at the radar, my whole team is stacked up rushing their spawn. And I figured, well, I can go to B flag right now and I can try to capture it, and 99.9% of the time I would do that, I'm going to get noob tubed or sniped because there's that middle room that overlooks B on the other side of the map they're going to take me out. So I didn't do it and we ended up losing B. Now maybe that's partially my fault, maybe I should have went for it, but I thought to myself, well, I can be more valuable by staying alive and getting some air support and holding down, locking down the attack points of the enemies. But unfortunately, with me not going to B flag, we lost it and we never got it back the rest of the game. So basically, I can take some of the blame for it. Now again, my teammates didn't do anything either and nobody went to B at all. Typically, if you want to get B flag, it is a team effort, and I realize that when you're playing ground war, especially when you play solo like I do, you're running by yourself. There's nobody there to help you, nobody to communicate, nobody to even help you jump on the flag, because as you guys know, you jump on a flag by yourself in ground war, you're probably going to get noob tubed. So essentially what I did was, I knew I can look at the radar and see that pretty much their whole team is coming from what I call the little bridge, or the small bridge, which is over in the direction that I'm looking now in the video. And I basically wanted to make sure that they couldn't come across and get into our spawn and push us into the back corner spawn trap by that C building. And I was able to get my Harriers and dumped it right on the small bridge where they were at. Unfortunately, I do get rocked right here by an ACR. I don't know what happened. I couldn't really tell from the kill feed, but basically the guy saw me and was able to take me out. And I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. But again, my plan is, okay, stay alive as long as I can, try to get some air support up in the air, and help my team by, controlling that entrance into our spawn so that we have a chance to back out of this. Now, unfortunately, I get killed again by some guy with cold-blooded hiding in the weeds. And that's a pretty common strategy on this map. The big thing with that is, you'll see these guys hiding in the weeds like that, and you know what, they're usually not that hard to take out. Sometimes they can be a little bit tricky, but you just need to listen and use your headset and try to bait your teammates into running out there first. So again, this is kind of a lot more of a campy defensive gameplay than I usually would like to play, but I'm thinking at this point, well, we're down by 30 something points. They're infiltrating our spawn. Like, again, I get killed by a cold-blooded guy, and here I finally get lucky and get a revenge spawn on him, and think a little bit of lag compensation finally went my way there. But here you can see I'm lagging again and just hitting marker in this guy all day. But I was thinking to myself, well, I could try to, push out and get B flag, but again, they're going to rape me, they're going to kill me. It's not going to be worth me trying to jump on there by myself. I know no one else on my team is going to do it. And they got us pretty much stuck in this back spawn trap. And like I said, partially that's my fault. I mean, I accept the responsibility. I should have made a push for B flag and tried to get on there more than I did, or a few more times. Again, you can say all you want. And I'm the type of player that I like to play domination, and I like playing objective games. The problem is, and I think why it's so discouraging and frustrating to play this game anymore, Modern Warfare 2 I mean, is that it's no longer about the objective. It's about kill whoring, and it's about throwing, you know, grenades places with one-man army, and it's about noob tubing and all these sort of types of things. And here you just see my bad aim taking place. But, you know, there's no more objective gameplay. It's impossible. I mean, it's so hard to capture flags because you got to deal with all these noob tubes, and it's just ridiculous. But so I finally, you know, played enough of a defensive type role and smart enough to pick off guys coming into our spawn that I was able to get my Harriers. So I call them in again on the same spot. I can see from the UAV, and I can just tell from the way that they're coming, the way they're pressuring us, they're going to be coming from the small bridge. And I drop it, and I was able to get 2 kills with it right off the bat. And this guy was pretty smart, and he must have seen me go in here or something, and he rushed in and was able to make a play against me, but I was lucky enough to take him out. So I got my AC-130, and I'm just heading back the furthest spot back in our spawn that I can find, and just drop down into the weeds to call it in. Like I said, you know, I typically like to play more aggressive and rush, but in this game I made a decision where I said, hey look, you know, the way that the game has been going, we're not going to be able to battle back. With noob tubes and all that stuff, it's going to be impossible for us to capture B flag without dying 40 times. And, you know, I don't give a shit about my KD, but it's not fun whenever you're trying to play the objective and no one else on your team is, and you're dying over and over and over just to end up having your team screw it up again later on, and you won't get the you'll lose B flag pretty much instantly and still lose the game. So it's all for naught. So that's the way I look at it. Now if I'm playing with my friends and we say, hey, we're going to make a concerted effort to jump on B flag, then by all means I'll do it. You know, I'm pretty much going to always be the guy that's jumping on the flags. I love getting the Dominator accolade. I get it a ton a ton of times when I do play Domination, which anymore is pretty rare just because connection and noob tubes drive me crazy, so I just play team deathmatch. But so like I said, you know, I'm looking, and the ebb and flow of the game, if you look where my teammates are, they're mostly on the left side. I see a bunch of guys on the right, and I only see one green triangle, and he's probably sniping up in the building. So I decide to push back over this way and get with my team so I don't, you know, get stuck on an island by myself and let all their enemies push in and kill me when I'm on a pretty good streak here. I know I'm getting close to getting a nuke. I want to get the nuke so we can win the game. We're losing by, you know, 46 points at this point, and I know that there's no chance of us coming back to win the game unless I get this nuke. So like I said, I'm looking at the ebb and flow of the game, and by that what I mean is just the looking at the map, looking at the radar, and watching the flow of the enemies, watching the flow of your teammates, and that'll help you to determine where you should position yourself on the map. You never really want to be somewhere, if you're on a big streak like I am in this game, you don't really want to sit somewhere by yourself where in case you get rushed, you're all alone on an island and you have no support or nobody to at least distract the enemies. Sometimes you don't even need your teammates to kill the enemies. You simply need them to be there as a distraction, so where you're standing there and they see your teammate first, you can in turn shoot the enemy and kill them. And basically here I'm just trying to make myself a stealthy kind of target, watch my corners, watch these different, you know, rush routes into our spawn so that the enemies doesn't come in and that I can pick them off as they do. And it's working out, you know, very, very well, exactly as I want it to. I'm picking off one guy at a time. I'm not getting into firefights with 2, 3, 4 guys. I'm not putting myself in a vulnerable spot to get noob tubed. You know, I'm kind of playing it reserved, but playing it smart. And, you know, I'm the type of guy that I rush a lot. And sometimes I get to the point where I rush so hard that I play stupid. And I think that is a common thing for people that play aggressive, and that rush is, you know, you rush to the point where you play dumb. And here, you know, I pick up the nuke, so I know I got the win in the bag, and I go to pop my head out and just get instantly destroyed by this guy with his MG4. So lucky thing, you know, I played it smart enough, and after I got the nuke, I didn't care. It didn't matter if I died or not, so I figured just call it in right now, lock this game up, and take the win. So like I said, you know, sometimes it is okay to play a little bit defensive. You know, as long as you're not camping the whole game. I mean, yeah, this game was a little campy. I did try to move around as much as I could to create a hard target for the enemies, and we were being spawn trapped, like I said, much to my own fault for not capturing B. Who knows if I jumped on it, if we would have got it or not, if the outcome would have been different. But, you know, it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.